We've been covering Minecraft Bedrock farms for years now, and today I'm ranking 27 of my absolute favorite and least favorite farms in one big tier list. Let me know in the comments below if you disagree with the list, and let's start off with the ultimate Raid XP farm. Now, normal Raid XP farms are great. They're going to give you all the great items like totems, emeralds, enchanted books, things like that. However, this design here is also mixed with an ominous bottle farm. So not only are you going to get all of that good loot, but you're also going to get the ominous bottles so you can drink one and start another raid right away. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this into the diamond tier, and let's move on to the Armadillo XP Farm. Now, if you've been following my channel, you know what this farm is. It's so simple. Some armadillos are down there with a zombie so they do not die. Cactus damages them, so when we throw an infestation potion, a ton of silverfish come flooding out. Killed by the Trident killer, and as you can see, I'm at level 101 after like 15 minutes of using this farm. So yeah, without a doubt, the Armadillo XP farm is going to go into the peak S+ tier. Now, moving on to number 25, the wood farm. Now this farm is pretty simple in concept. All you do is stand down here and put down a sapling. This dispenser is going to dispense bone meal into it, and then once it grows, it all gets pushed forward, a piece of TNT drops, and then it blows up the wood. It all goes into the hopper, and then it all leads down inside of this chest. So it seems pretty good, but the only problem is this farm gulps through bone meal. It can take an entire stack of bone meal just to get the TNT to drop once. On top of that, it only works on oak logs. I mean, it's probably just faster to go to a forest and chop down the trees. F tier. Now let's move on to this Trident XP farm, and this design can get you upwards of 85 tridents per hour. That is absolutely crazy. Now, as you guys can see, a lot of drowns are falling down here, and then you can collect all of the tridents inside of this chest. Now, it produces a ton of tridents, and it's super efficient. The only problem is after like an hour or two of using it, you're not really gonna have to use it again because you'll have enough tridents. So, I mean, tridents are super helpful, super useful for things like trident killers, but B tier. Now that one was definitely a little controversial, so let me know down below if you agree with my pick. TNT, fireworks for elytras, gunpowder is super important, and this Gunpowder XP farm is honestly one of the best you can get. It'll produce upwards of 8 stacks of gunpowder every hour that you use it, and it's super easily expandable. You can have 1 layer, you can have up to 8 layers in this farm. It's awesome. All you do is stand here, you collect the XP, and then to get all of the gunpowder, you go down inside of these chests. Creepers and gunpowder is awesome, and this one is fully automatic, definitely S tier. Now moving on from the creeper gunpowder farm to the Ghast gunpowder farm, and I absolutely love this farm just because of how easy it is to set up. Now, literally all you do is sit in survival mode, run around to these ghasts, they can't see you because they're in the glass, and then you slap them. You're able to collect all of the drops and the XP. Now, this whole farm gets even more efficient if you turn the ground into soul sand. Now, as you can see, if I put soul speed 3 boots, I'm running pretty much 3 times as fast. And now I can run up to these ghast super easily and kill them. Now, it's not fully automatic, which is why it's not going to go into the S tier. But since this farm is so easy to set up, it definitely deserves a spot in the A tier. All right, from there, let's move on to the Gold XP farm. Gold is so versatile in Minecraft. And especially with this design, it might take a little while to set up, but once you do, so many zombie piglins spawn. You can get from level 0 to 30 in this farm in like 4 minutes, on top of all of the gold and rotten flesh and things like that that you're going to be able to get. Now, this design also auto sorts all of those items, and it burns the gold swords. Now, you can see I have 5 tridents in there, and it literally cannot keep up. I'm already at level 12 after running this farm for a couple seconds. It's really good. I'm inclined to put this into S tier, but I feel like it would be kind of rude to not put the gold into gold tier. So gold, it's getting the gold tier. Now moving on to 2 very good quality of life farms, we have the auto smelter and the auto sorter. Now the auto smelter is very simple. We hate having to put stuff into the furnaces ourselves. And with this, all you do is put the item you want to smelt there, and then you put your fuel in that back one or the top chest. When you flick this lever, it is all evenly distributed between all of the chests. And then once the item finishes getting cooked, it goes down into this end chest. It's great for smelting lots of things. If you go out on a trip, you don't want to come back and smelt it all yourself. It automatically does it for you, and like I mentioned, puts the drops here. Now, moving over to the auto sorter, when you go out on a long trip, you don't want to have to come back to this. So all you do is take all of your items that you've grabbed and put them into this top chest. Now, as you're going to see, the items that we want to sort are going to go into the designated chest. As you can see, they're all going in the right spot. And we also have this junk chest at the end where any non-sorted items are going to go. So let's go B tier. I think both of these deserve the B tier spot for sure. All right, now let's move on to the witch farm. I love this witch farm for one reason and one reason only. Look at it. It's so small. It's so compact and easy to use. All you have to do is AFK up here. And as you're going to start to see, witch will spawn there and then die to this trident killer. Now, once they do end up dying, all of their drops are going to go down inside of this chest. You'll get redstone, gunpowder, glowstone, healing potions, water breathing potions, so many random items that you hate having to gather separately. This farm is super versatile. So you know what? I'm going to put it with the gold. Let's put this into A tier. Now, moving on to this Obsidian Farm. This is one that I recently designed, and the concept of it is very simple. If you need a lot of obsidian, all you have to do is come over to this lava generator. Now, everybody knows how dripstone drips into the cauldron. What most people don't know is that in a hot biome, when the sponge dries automatically, every time water dries that sponge, it's going to fill up that lava bucket again. So literally, this can be used as just a lava farm too. You stand here, collect a bunch of lava, and then all of the buckets go down into this dispenser. Then all you have to do is stand back here, click that button, and then break this obsidian, and it's all going to go down into this chest right here. Then you have to run over here, collect your buckets, and you can use this farm forever. Now, my biggest problem with this farm is it's just obsidian. Obsidian is, I mean, it's very useful in the game, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of better farms out there. So, iron farms, because we all love iron in our game. And this one right here does not make that complicated. It's very simple, a 7x7 square, and then if you want to build it in the air, this design is the exact same, just up in the sky. Now, it's very simple. Underneath this platform here, you've got 20 villagers' beds and workstations, so the game thinks that this is a village. It then spawns an iron golem here, and as you can see, it dies to the lava, and all of the drops go down inside of this chest. Now, you're able to get upwards of 400 iron ingots per hour, and for most people, that is plenty. One night of AFKing, and you're not really going to need to use it anymore. So I'm thinking this is also going to go into the A tier. Yeah, I hear you. 20 villagers is a lot. So let's show a villager breeder. Where is this going to go? Now, this villager breeder is the easiest one, and you guys seem to love this a lot. It's very simple. You've got 2 villagers here. You take some bread, you take some carrots, or you take some potatoes. Eventually, they're going to breed, make a baby, it'll fall out, and then they all go down into this end area over here. It's so simple to set up, will literally take you like 5 minutes. And for that reason alone, I'm going to put this in a higher tier. However, at the end of the day, it's kind of just a villager breeder. So I'm thinking probably B tier for this one as well. All right, now moving on to the Wither Skeleton Skull Farm, which on top of the XP is going to give you, obviously, Wither Skeleton Skulls. Pretty simple. Now, this farm will take quite a while to set up. This portion right here is fine, but finding all of the spawn spots and more importantly, spawn proofing the entire fortress takes forever. So even though a lot of wither skeletons spawn, if you need to kill like 100 withers or get like 100 beacons, this is definitely one that I would consider because it is the best out there. I mean, you really don't get better than this, but at the end of the day, it takes so long to set up. Even though this is such a good farm, I think this is going to have to go into the B tier. If you didn't have to spawn proof, I'd maybe put it in A, but it just takes so long to make. But it does give 2 stacks of skulls an hour. So let me know down below if you guys think this should be an A tier. All right, now moving on to mob XP farms. On top of all of the XP, they will give you great loot like bones, especially gunpowder, arrows, different items like that. So many miscellaneous things. And especially for a design like this one where it's super easily expandable. And there's some scaffolding, so the second that they spawn, they just get pushed towards the center. Mob farms are very versatile, but at the end of the day, it's kind of just a mob farm. I mean, they're very good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's nothing too special. They're still very, very good, which is why I'm going to put it into A tier. But again, let me know if you think this should have been S tier because we love mob farms, but it's just a mob farm. All right, we're only halfway down this tier list. And really quickly, if you're enjoying, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for weekly videos. As well, you can find the full tutorial links down in the description. Now, moving on to number 12, the coal farm, or more specifically, this charcoal farm that we've designed. Now, it's very simple. All you do is flick that lever for this piston to go, and then place down some campfires. It'll turn into charcoal, and then it'll all go down inside of this chest. Now, The main problem with this is to get all the campfires, you come over to a fisherman villager and you trade emeralds for it. Now, as you can see, I've gotten the trade down to 1. He restocks pretty fast, and if you have a good emerald farm, it can be pretty good. All you do is stand here. It's simple, it's easy, and in 1 hour of using, it's going to get you over 3 double chests full of charcoal, which is absolutely insane. However, you could probably just make a lava farm or go mining for coal yourself or use bamboo. There's so many better fuel sources out there, so to be honest, F tier. We all know it, we all love it, the Enderman XP Farm. This one here is a little bit simpler than the one that everyone builds. It's just smaller, more compact, but at the end of the day, it's still an Enderman farm. It's simple. They all spawn up here, get attracted towards that Endermite, and then they fall all the way down here. Now they fall at a pretty decent rate. It's much better in Java. In Bedrock, it's okay. You walk up here, you only have to smack them once because they fell so far. You collect the XP, and then the Ender Pearls go down inside of this chest. Now, if you've just beat the Ender Dragon, this would be a good farm to build. If you want to get some easy XP, good, or if you want the Ender Pearls, but honestly, there's so many better farms out there. I'm thinking B tier for this one. Now, moving on to the easiest Enderman XP farm, and this one is very simple. You have a box back there where they spawn. They run towards this Endermite, or you can look them in the eyes, but it's easier if you have an Endermite here. So it's way more simple. You don't have to go all the way down to Y level 1. You don't have to build all the way back up. The only difference between that last farm and this one is they are not going to be one hit here. So it will take a little bit more to use. So the rates are pretty much identical. However, you have to smack them multiple times. So to be honest, this is also going in the B tier. Now moving on to fish farms, and who doesn't love a good fish farm? These two designs are very, very good. And they're going to give you stuff like enchanted books, saddles, name tags, fish, and so many more things like that. So this first design over here does require an auto clicker. I'm using OP auto clicker, set to 1 second and right mouse button. Now all you have to do is stand here, look right there, and then activate it. Once you do, the pressure plate will go down, iron trapdoor goes up, and then once you reel in the fish, it'll automatically do it and put it back out. You can sit here overnight and you're going to come back to a chest full of overpowered loot. Now this design over here does not require an auto clicker, and it just automatically reels in your fishing rod to make sure you don't miss any of the catches. It's simple. All you have to do is throw the fishing rod into there, and then like I mentioned, once you catch something, falls into the lava and automatically reels it in. So yeah, fish farms give so much loot, and especially considering how easy they are to make, I'm thinking S tier. Froglight blocks are super pretty. However, they can be very annoying to get as a frog has to eat a baby magma cube. So we've designed this one. It's very simple. All you have to do is come back here. Let me just break these blocks and stand in survival mode. Now these guys are going to see you, and then eventually they're going to jump in your direction and fall down into that hole. Now, as you can see, they're going to be broken down by a snow block, and then once they're broken down enough, the frogs are going to eat them and turn them into froglights. And now all you have to do is go down into this chest and collect all of your beautiful froglights. Now this farm, it's awesome. Froglights are great. So this is going to go into the peak tier. No, I'm just kidding. Froglights they're really cool. They look pretty, but it's just a froglight. C tier. Now moving on to the Shulker Farm. This is a very simple design. We all need shulkers, especially in hardcore or even just survival. And this farm here will give you enough. I think that's a bit of an understatement. Who needs this many shulker shells and shulker boxes? It's very simple. All you do is you stand in here in survival mode, and all of these shulkers are going to try to attack you, but they can't reach you because of this armor stand. Now, as you can see, they are actually hitting each other. When they hit each other, they're going to kill one of them, which is going to drop the shulker shell. However, in Minecraft, it always needs to have 2 shulker boxes right next to each other. So the second one of these guys die, another one spawns right away, and this cycle continues forever. Now, for that reason, and for the reason of we all love shulker boxes, I'm going to put this into the A tier. All right, so earlier on, I showed you a couple of gunpowder farms, but if you want fireworks for your elytra, you're also going to need sugarcane for paper, and so that's what this is here for. This will literally produce over 10,000 sugarcane an hour. Look at this, it's so efficient. There's some bone meal back there that grows the sugarcane. The piston breaks it, and then it puts it all down into that chest. Now, like I said, literally 10,000 bone meal an hour, physically the fastest one in the game. And even though it uses a lot of bone meal, just make a bone meal farm. A tier. The first farm on this list was the ultimate raid XP farm with a raid farm and an ominous bottle farm. Now, if you don't need the raid part and you just want the ominous bottle, then here you go. You find the spots where they spawn, you set up trident killers, and then all you do is you stand up there. Very, very simple. Then when the raid captains spawn here, they die, and there's a system down here that collects the drops. And this is from 5 minutes of using the farm. We got 6 bottles, so it's pretty much 1 bottle every minute. In other words, every minute you AFK here, you can start 1 raid. Very, very good. This is going into the B tier. All right, moving on to number 4, the Guardian XP Farm. Now for this farm, what you want to do is clear out an ocean monument, plug all of the Guardian spawn spots, and then all you have to do is keep a couple of them open. And as a result, so many Guardians are going to spawn. They then get pushed up this bubble elevator into this trident killer, and then all you have to do is stand here in survival. I collect all of the XP, and then you drop down here and you collect all of the drops. So yeah, this farm will get you from level 0 to 30 in just under 8 minutes on top of all of that loot. Pretty good. I'm thinking this one, yeah, going in the A tier. Bone meal is used for everything in the game, and so having a good bone meal farm is absolutely vital. Now this design here will spawn fish. They swim towards that middle area and die to the trident killer and drop a ton of bones. As you can see, in 5 minutes using this design, you get 4 stacks. This is 1 hour, and then this is 1 hour in crafting it into the bone meal on top of a ton of fish. So this design is insanely overpowered, and look how simple it is to set up too. Now this bone meal design is a little bit different. You've got a stone generator back there and a moss block in the middle here. Now every time that there's enough stone, a piece of bone meals this, grows all of this stone into more moss. It's then broken by the water, turned into all of this, and then it is composted and turned into bone meal. Now this farm takes 1 bone meal to use, but from that it'll produce 2 bone meal. In other words, you can literally sit here forever. It is self-sufficient. Both of these bone meal farms are great options, just a little bit different from each other. And bone meal is so important in the game, so I'm thinking I'm going to put this into the B tier spot. Because at the end of the day, it's just bone meal. There's better things out there. Come on, guys. A disc. I wonder what this is going to be for. A disc farm, because a lot of people collect discs, but I'd never actually seen someone make a disc farm before. So about 1.5 years ago, I made this, and it's pretty simple. You've got a skeleton in a box back there who shoots a lava arrow into the TNT, drops it onto a bunch of creepers, and since it shot the TNT, it technically shot the creepers, so you get all of the discs for it. And as you can see, when this happens, dropping down here, I'm able to collect so many discs super easily. Now, a few problems with this farm. The first thing is it can be kind of difficult to get the skeleton to shoot the TNT since they practically have aimbot in Bedrock. And secondly, unless this is at the bottom of a creeper farm, getting all the creepers down there can be kind of difficult. Nonetheless, still pretty cool farm, so I'm going to put this into the B tier. All right, the final farm we're going to be raiding today is this gravity block duper, and this thing is awesome. Literally all you do is stand a little over 4 chunks away and then run this for about a minute. Then once it's been running for long enough, you leave the game and you load back in. Now I've loaded back into the game and it doesn't look like anything's happened until you come closer and the blocks fall. And then you come even closer and you can see from that 1 minute, literally hundreds of thousands of blocks are flowing down this water chamber all the way over to where you were standing. And then you stand here and you collect all of the blocks. This was 1 minute of using this farm. So if you need a lot of sand, if you need a lot of concrete powder, anything like that, this farm is super incredible. So you know what? This is going to go into the S tier. So there we go. That is my full tier list. Let me know down below which farms you guys disagree with, because I know there's going to be a bunch. Again, you can find the full tutorials in the description, and I'd recommend checking out one of these videos for even more great content.